welcome to today's episode of Afro Scientific Spirituality. My name is Remains West. If this is your first time on the channel, you are highly welcome. This is a place where we separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concept from the misconceptions about spirituality. Today, I will be doing a movie review. From time to time, I always do these reviews because it's not every time that we should be talking about serious subjects. We are human beings. Sometimes we need to relax, we need to enjoy life, we need to enjoy ourselves, we need to observe other people and just lay back. So, for me, one of the things I do in this life, after all this talking about spirituality, doing my daily chores to get money to survive, I normally relax as well. Sometimes I travel, sometimes I swim, I watch movies. I like watching movies a lot, especially movies relating to spirituality or the occult, horror movies, scary movies, thrillers, documentary, action. I love all of them. Animation, all of them. I love movies. So, one thing of interest to me is movies that talk about spirituality and how magic is practiced in different spiritual systems around the world. So one of my major hobbies is to watch this kind of movies. So I have also taken it upon myself to be talking about them because I have discovered that a lot of spiritual people like me, if you are watching this channel, you are obviously on the spiritual path or you are trying to know more about spiritual things. So you will be have interest in this kind of things. So I've discovered that a lot of us we love spirituality, we love the unknown, and we love this kind of movies. So from time to time, I do movie reviews. If I come across a very interesting movies that deal on the topic of spirituality, I talk about it on this channel. The essence of it is for us to entertain ourselves, to know more about other spiritual practice, and to just relax our mind, to see what Hollywood interpretation of spirituality is. So I have talked about other movies in the past. If you have been following the channel, you have seen me talk about other movies. Today I want to talk about this new Netflix series that is called The Sandman. The Sandman, it came out last year, season 1. I just completed watching it and I think it's quite interesting what's talking about. So I brought it here today. The Sandman is the story of a deity called Morpheus who is in charge of the dream realm. This deity, after spending lots of time in his realm was perfect, he was in charge, everything was working well for him. He decided to come into the human world to get more first-hand experience and also to go after some of his missing creatures, some of his missing nightmares that he wants to bring back into his control or reign. So the first day he got to Earth, he was captured by a dark magician that was trying to invoke a deity that will give him the power to live forever. So after 100 years, he managed to free himself. So the series is quite interesting. A lot of deities was featured in this very series. That's why I'm talking about it. You will see deities. Hecate was featured playing a role of the oracle. The god of desire, the god of despair. Lucifer was featured in this movie as well. Ampu or Anubis was also featured inside, but what you will find out in this movie is that the deities, the way they represent it, is not the typical form, the way people know them to be. Like people have this notion that Lucifer have to be a male figure all the time, which may not necessarily be the case. Then the goddess or the god of death, Ampu or Anubis or Santisima Moriete, was featured as a black woman, which is supposed to be the case quite naturally. And we also have Lilith, Arabian or Arabic version of The deity Lilith is also in the movie. Corazon is also inside this movie as well. Then we have other minor deities. Then we have somebody that is considered as a vortex. So we have different kind of deities coming in contact with each other and sort of challenging each other or interacting with each other. Some deities work very well with others and they are in harmony together, while some deities cannot work well together due to the fact that their rules or their functions are against the rules of the other one, so they are clashing together. So we kind of see this friction in the movie. That's why it's quite interesting. Why some deities we have to be natural enemies with other deities because their rules or their functions are in opposition to each other. Then why some will be naturally friends with each other. Then why some other deities have to be neutral due to the role that they play in the scheme of things. So this is why this series is quite interesting, and this is why I am talking about it. This is a kind of a series that is entertaining. It's not something that will waste your time. There are a lot of series that you watch that you say this is a total waste of time. This is not one of them. Trust me. One thing I hate most is watching movies that waste my time, that I have nothing to learn from, and they don't entertain me, they don't inform me, they don't even pique my interest. It was just boring. This definitely is not boring, especially if you love spirituality, you love the occult, you love a little bit of mystery and horror. You're going to like this Sandman very much. So I have watched the season one. So far, they only have season one, but Netflix have said that they are going to be bringing a season two because a lot of people actually love it. If you watch it, you're gonna love it a lot. So I expect to see more deities in the season two because it's something that they'll try to bring in deities that we know, especially in the Goetia, Western occultism. They try to bring these deities into play, especially in Greek mythology, with a little mixture of Arabian and African in a way. I expect to see more organic deities in the season two. It will be interesting if we can see more deities because we have a lot of deities, and I would like to see how they are interplayed. So it is something that if you want to know more about spirituality, especially for new people into spirituality, this movie can be able to give you an idea. I'm not saying it's perfect too, but it will give you an idea of how deities interact and how function of different deities, and you just know the main deities that we see people talking about, especially in Western occultism and uh, African spirituality. With time, they cannot help to ignore the source of certain things. So me, I know that they are going to branch out very far and wide. And there's a lot of metaphysical symbolisms in this movie. You're going to find that in this movie, in the names of certain people, in the names of certain deities, at the time and place, and the scenarios have a lot of metaphysical meanings. So there's a lot of hidden metaphysical principles and secrets that are hidden, interpretations that are hidden in this series. So it's an interesting series. If you are in the spiritual settings, you will know that the people that wrote these very lines, some of them practice magic. People that wrote this movie that came together, some of them are actual practitioners and know something about spirituality and occultism. So it's not just an ordinary series like that. You can actually understand some things from it. So I actually recommend it. I think it's okay so far. It's one of the best series I've watched this year from Netflix. Then another good one again is the one they call Archive 81, like that. So for me, I think Archive 81 is also interesting, but Netflix have pulled the plug on it, say that it didn't get a lot of watch time, so they're not going to be a season two of Archive 81. So it's going to end in season one because a lot of people were not interested in it. But I think it was interesting to me. You can also watch that as well if you are interested in the occult series or something like that. So this is the movie The Sandman, You can watch it on Netflix or you can download it on Pirate Bay. But it's interesting. You're going to see a lot of deities inside, and I think it is worth watching. And this is the review. Like give the review 100 over 100. It's not easy to produce a movie. So I think they tried, and they are still in the learning process, but at least they tried make a move in the right direction. Okay, so this is the movie today. Movie review, Sandman. Try to watch it, and let's discuss some of the metaphysical principles inside this movie. I'm sure that you will enjoy it, same as me. So this is what I have for you today. Questions and comments are welcome. Like and share my videos. If you are interested in learning about African spirituality, my website is here, www.kindoki.net, and I'm still waiting for you. If you want to do spells, hexes, sparks, breakups, and the whole 9 yards, my number is on the screen. If you would like to read my book about African spirituality, the scientific validations of African spiritual principles, my book is still here waiting for you. Apart from that, I wish you a very wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you, of course, in the next video. So take care and bye. Peace.